Elets Media, especially Owing and his team, for having me join this session today. I have been attending a couple of their events, especially on smart cities and stuff, and must compliment you for the wide range of work which you do. Keep seeing your social media updates. You're there everywhere, from education to health to water. My esteemed colleagues on the dais and ladies and gentlemen, I would not get into the detail of trying to give you what America has to offer here, because I think all of you are pretty familiar with what we have. What I will touch upon is the work which we, as one of the niche agencies of US government, have been doing to bring in some of the innovative technologies into the emerging markets, including India, featuring as one of our largest partner countries around the world. We do work in West Africa, so we have partnership with His Excellency's teams, I'm sure, and I will go back and ping my West African team again to check what we are doing there and if there is any synergy between Indo-US Gabon. We certainly have synergies with the two other members on the dais. Across all this is procurement and the best procurement practices. So TDA, USTDA, the agency which I represent, has partnered with the state of Maharashtra to help with public procurement training effort with George Washington University and the World Bank. And then we are working with, currently we have signed up with the World Bank again to look at more digital and innovation partnerships. So for example, I'll give you one example, always like to give that to the Delhi crowd. You're sitting here, some of you may be from West Delhi, and you would remember the time when the power loss in your, or I would say even South and East Delhi or the entire Delhi span, you would remember the power outage was pretty significant in the late 90s, early 2000s, before the Delhi discoms were privatized. And what we did was we partnered with Tata Power from then till now. We have done about 6 to 7 projects with them to help improve the power system, because a private entity was taking over a public discom and had to service the consumer. So bringing their transmission and distribution losses from about 45%, which was in 2001, over a series of working with our companies, our technologies, the innovative disruptions into the system, the loss is down to less than 4%. And a lot of you who have maybe houses in West Delhi, because I'm told by Tatas that they take that claim, can probably vouch for it, that not only you have power, you have quality power, which is very important when you are working to improve and get to the next level of advancement. You need good quality. You can't have a fluctuation which will actually burn up most of your appliances if you're going and investing in a big way as this summit has been put together for. So over a period of 15 to 18 years, a series of 7 to 8 studies, including how to use renewable, how to integrate smart grid. They've set up a smart grid lab in the outskirts of West Delhi. There have been technologies which we have helped bring in from US. We have understood, these companies have understood the Indian system and the Indian requirement and helped improve from where things were in, when they took this over, to where things are, not only the losses going down, but significant improvement in the quality of life which you all, we all aspire for. Another example, and very pertinent again to Delhi, is Delhi air. It affects all of us. It's affecting really people. There's no understanding of how to get over it. And usually hydrocarbons are blamed as the one single element of being responsible for Delhi air, but you need that to run the industries, to run the economy. How do you get a better quality, better quality of output from your production so that you are not the addition to the pollution in Delhi? So we partnered with Indian Oil Corporation for one of their refineries on the outskirts of Delhi. With the technology, it's a patented technology from US by a company called Lanzatech. It prepares a microbe which actually helps eat the off gases. And this was tried and tested. There is a pilot by Indian Oil. And now Indian Oil has in fact gone ahead and invested in this company, taken a stake in this company based out of Chicago to get this patented technology and help with the, with the production when they are increasing or ramping up their production. The output back to the environment is not as wasteful or as damaging as it has been to every Delhiite who's been living here. I mentioned we have been working on smart cities. Smart cities means everything under the roof probably, and what basically we have done or we are trying to do with our partner cities where we are is again to introduce these innovative technologies, these innovative elements and the best planning which is needed, because at the end of the day without a plan you will not get the right investors to come and take your technologies to the next step. So we have completed the master plan of Visakhapatnam. I'm always very happy to see the EDP presentations, Mr. Krishna Kishore, and we have walked a long way from the time 2014 since EDP was established. And I'm also super impressed to see the Uttar Pradesh work which Dr. Verma presented, because this is something where we bring in that catalytic element. So I'm not saying that USTDA or US government will come and do it all. No, we are not. Neither we will have that kind of capacity or potential to do it. We will help bring in our companies. Honeywells and Owings and Lockheeds and GEs have invested heavily in India. And if you visit some of those facilities and go out and Cisco's and IBM's and see their labs and their work, they're probably far better invested in India than some of the work which they're doing in their headquarters. Some of their facilities in Hyderabad and Bangalore and even in Gurugram are out of the world, and the technology development which is happening here, the innovations which are happening here. I saw a 3D printing presentation by Andhra in the Andhra slide. The kind of 3D printing which GE has been doing out of their Bangalore Welsh center to bring in the cost down of healthcare, because certainly the parity is very different for what healthcare is in US to what healthcare is in India. And the innovation which is happening, the disruption which is trying to be brought in by these big companies or the medium and small size companies is something where we are continuously trying our efforts to bring in the bring in the catalysts, bring in the connect. We can fund those studies, we can fund those programs, we fund those projects and help it get to the next level. Well, our focus is now even more moving to Indo-Pacific. So my office here, in fact, in India is strategically positioned to also support Indian companies looking at Indo-Pacific opportunities. And we are trying to work with our other counterparts from Japan. We have a partnership program with Japan to look at more IT technologies, because now the geographical boundaries are getting diminished, and what we are seeing is more and more of collaboration. You cannot really define the geographical boundary of internet or AI of things. So we are trying to see where we find more collaborations, more hosts and more partners, be it states. We have taken a very subnational approach to help roll out our program, but also, of course, we begin our work with the center, and we are very open to the Indian private industry, private sector. Once you are looking to bring in infrastructure changes or get to the next level, and you're seeking some kind of assistance and support to help you just get to that, get that right plan first before you go out and roll it out. That's where we are. So again, thank you, Owing, and thank you the entire team of Elets for having me here, and I'll hope to talk to some of you after this conference. Thank you.
Thanks, Mehnaz Ansari from USTDA.